Hey, what the hell's going on, you guys? It's Two Player Negative AE, and welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. I know that it's been a long time, so I had to do a little bit of a refresher um, to see where we were. Uh, Last episode, we just finished getting a little bit of backstory for Mio. Tanashi Mio or Miyoko is the name they gave, but it's Takano. So I don't know if she changed her name for the sake of like the mission or what happened. But we also kind of got backstory to her story, I guess. So I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes, or if they save everybody, or what happens. But here we are. It's been an eternity, or is it a matter of seconds? Can't even tell what time it is in this darkness. That I see something. Oh, I pressed space. I thought I was like loading something, and I was like, holy shit. Like, what's happening? It is a light. I noticed it only because I'm in the dark woods. But is it really there? Was it there before? I feel like the light is inviting me. That is a fluorescent light. I don't like fluorescent lights because I think they look cold. But I don't feel coldness coming from the white light I see now. I make myself believe that the light is a guide sent by God. I have to believe, otherwise I won't be saved. The light reflects in a puddle. It isn't a muddy puddle. It is a puddle on asphalt. I'm out of the woods and on a paved road. The light is a street light. The fact that I'm on a paved road doesn't solve anything. It's just a country road. This road goes through the woods, so there are no houses, no shops, not even a single car goes by. There aren't too many streetlights on this road, so it's still very dark. My feet feel the asphalt. It feels so different from the gravel I was on earlier, it almost feels merciful. My feet are already used to walking on gravel, but now they feel the softness of asphalt, and I never want to go back to gravel. I only have the choice of heading to either the right or the left. I am grateful to God for leading me to this asphalt road, but I wish He had given me a little more guidance. This little bit of luck won't make up for all the unhappiness I've gone through. That is when I sense the guidance. I see a light in the distance. It's only on the right side. I head towards it. Then I realize what it is. I am amazed that it is there. It's a telephone box. Who would actually make a call in the middle of nowhere like this? Telephone boxes are rather unusual. There are plenty of red public phones all over, but I always thought telephone boxes like this one only existed in big cities. It almost looks as if the telephone box was put here as punishment for doing something bad. When I think that, I feel bad for this lonely telephone box. It reminds me of myself. Even if I get to the telephone box, what can I do anyway? I know the answer to that question, but I just have to get to the telephone box. The door squeaks as I open it. There are lots of bugs because of the light. I usually hate bugs, but now I feel that they are my friends, sheltering from the rain like me. There is no heater, but it is very warm inside the telephone box. It shelters me from the cold rain. I crumble down to the floor. The warmth of the fluorescent light embraces me gently, and I feel like it is telling me that it is okay to cry. But I have no more tears left because I cried them all when the lightning struck. I have scratches all over my body, and they hurt. My calves are hurting too. I feel pain all over my body, and I don't want to get up again. I wish I could fall asleep. But if I did, the staff from the orphanage might find me. The windows are up high, so if I sit down, I won't be visible from the outside. But this is the only shelter in these dark woods. The staff will be sure to check it. That is why I can't stay here for long. Telephone boxes from back then weren't completely made of glass. It was possible to hide inside. Interesting. It's an interesting bit of history. My exhausted spirit understands that fact. But I just can't make my move. Maybe it's some kind of vision. I feel a strange calmness I've never experienced before. I don't feel I am me. It's very strange. Maybe I was killed by that lightning. I assumed I was Tanashi Miyoko, but maybe I'm... Oh, shit. Then I started to think this telephone box has something to do with it, because God led me here. I'm sure he didn't lead me here just because it provides shelter from the rain. There must be something else. What is it? Is there something to save me here? But what? The telephone box is used to make a call. But I don't have money. Then, I see something that looks like copper. My heart jumps. That 10 yen coin wasn't there before. Are you sure? Did I just miss it? Yes. I don't think so. I don't know. Some crazy events happen in this. I think I could believe that a 10 yen coin was there the whole time. I don't know. I think it just showed up. This means the 10 yen coin is a guidance from God, or this 10 yen coin. He's telling me to make a call with this coin. But to who? There's no telephone book. That means I can only call the number I know. Does he want me to call the number I know? There's only one coin. I can only call one number. And I can't talk for that long. I challenged God earlier, so I think God is challenging me now. I only have one chance. He wants me to test my luck with this one chance. I get up and look up to the sky. Then I yell in my heart. You're on, God. Who can I call? Who? My house? My parents are dead, and I have no relatives. So even if I called, nobody would answer. Actually, the phone bill hasn't been paid for a long time, so the phone line could already be disconnected. My house is my lost life itself. No, the debris of my life. So calling there makes no sense. It most definitely won't change my life. So calling my house is a bad idea. I have to use this coin for my future. Future? My future? What is my future anyway? Then I hear a huge thunderclap and that clears my mind. In that clear state of mind, I see something from the past. It's the sight of my father. His last moment on the hospital bed. Though suffering from pain, he tried to tell me something very important. If I die, you can count on Takano-sensei. Takano Hifumi Sensei. Can you say it? Takano Hifumi. That's right. Takano Hifumi Sensei. He is my former teacher. He will help you. Cough. Cough, cough. Daddy, daddy, daddy. Many doctors came into the room in a hurry. He wanted to tell me something else, but the doctor stopped him from talking, so it wasn't audible. But it was to me. I heard it. I heard it, but I didn't want to hear him say it while suffering, so I pretended that I didn't hear. He said it while coughing. I heard it. They were numbers. I swallowed once. Right. It was a phone number. He knew nobody would take me in because we had no relatives. He told me to get in touch with him, Takano Hifumi Sensei. He tried to tell me his phone number. What have I done? He tried so hard, using his last chance to tell me the most important thing. The thunder from earlier made me remember. The number I couldn't remember even once comes out so smoothly. I dial. This is it. This is the number from my father's teacher, Takano-sensei. But my hand stops as I try to put in the coin. What if I didn't remember it correctly? I can't hesitate. I have to believe in myself. That is the correct number. I have to dial it before I forget it. I pick up the phone and put the coin in. Beep. I hear a dial tone. If it doesn't work, I will kill myself. I will go back to the woods and wait for another lightning bolt. I could lie down in the woods and let the rain water drown me too. I could also fall asleep in the middle of the road and wait for a car to run me over. I make up my mind and put the coin in. I don't hesitate anymore. I dial it once. But I have to be careful, because sometimes rush dialing causes mistakes. I'm getting irritated and it almost makes the phone number vague in my head. I dial the last number. I hear some electronic sounds on the other end. I hope I dialed the correct number. I don't know what to say to Takano-sensei if it gets connected. Where am I? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to ask him? I don't know. It wasn't cheap to make a call. One 10-yen coin only allows a short time to talk. The lines must have connected. I hear the ringtone. I only have a short time once someone answers the phone. Maybe I should put the phone down. Then I can get the coin back. I can call back after sorting out my thoughts. Then someone answers. Hello? Takano residence? Ah. I feel like I am suffocating. My memory was correct. I can't tell the age of the speaker, but it is a grown man's voice. He is my father's teacher, so he must be old. Never mind that. I have to say something. Hurry, hurry. Are you Takano-sensei? Takano Hifume-sensei? Yes, who is this? He must be suspicious. I can't blame him. The stranger is asking about his name. Of course he gets suspicious. I'm sorry. I'm Tanashi. Tanashi Miyoko? Tanashi-san? Yes. My father told me to get in touch with you. My father is Tanashi Takemitsu. Tanashi-kun, yeah. Suddenly his voice changes. Kana-sensei remembers his old student. I'm his daughter. He told me to call you. Something happened to Tanashi-kun? This isn't good. I'm going to run out of time. My parents died in a train accident, and I was told to call you. Tanashi-kun is dead. I see. Both of them? Sorry to hear that. I knew him from when I was teaching at a college. He was a very hard-working young man. I think the last time I saw him was at the wedding. Obviously, he doesn't know I was born. But he remembers my father. That truly is luck. Or that is truly luck. What did he want? Well, I don't know what to say. I was only told to call Takano-sensei. How can I tell him that? My time is running out. I feel more and more anxious. Phones get disconnected without notice, but somehow I sense it. I only have enough time for one sentence. So I decide to say one sentence with all my hopes in it. Help me. The phone gets disconnected. Maybe only part of what I said was heard. I just hope he was able to sense my despair. I don't hear anything from the phone, but I actually talked to Takano-sensei. Takano-sensei exists. He exists and remembers my father. If he grieves over his student's death, he'll come visit my house, and he'll find out I was sent to an orphanage. Then he will come to get me. That is when tears flow down my cheeks again. I thought my life was hopeless. I never knew finding a grain of hope could make me feel so happy and strong. The voice I heard on the phone was so warm and dependable. My father must have thought about me for a long time in that hospital bed, and came up with a name he could trust his daughter with. Takano Hifumi-sensei. So I can trust Takano-sensei. I have to believe that he will find me. But it may take more than just a few days. I have to wait patiently. A few days? A month more? I can only wait patiently. I can't stay in the telephone box. The staff will find me. I'll get out into the road again, or in the rain again, but this time the rain feels a little warmer than before. I wish for death by lightning. But now, I am filled with hope and the will to live. I want to live, and that is why I feel the pain all over my body. When I wish to die, something. I didn't feel anything. I have to wait patiently until Takano comes and picks me up. I have to get to the house of love and mercy. That is the place to wait for him. I don't think the orphanage will tell him I escaped the house of love and mercy, but the house of love and mercy won't stop me from calling him. All I have to do is call him again and let him know that I am at the house of love and mercy. But I don't know where the house of love and mercy is. I don't see any signs anywhere. I don't even know where the orphanage I escaped from is. But I can't just stop. I have to walk. I have to find shelter. I have to find someone and ask for directions to the House of Love and Mercy. I have to keep going because finally I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. The chills and throbbing pain torment me, but I can't die until I see Takano-sensei. I wish the car would come by. If it is someone from this area, I can ask, but the police won't be any good. I am sure that the orphanage has already called the police about the escape, and the police won't be forgiving. They are sure to send me back to the orphanage. Either way, I wish for someone to show up. Otherwise, I have to keep walking on this asphalt in the darkness forever. How long did I walk? Still no car. I can't help but thinking that maybe the world would perish, leaving only me behind. Then a car shows up. I sense a car behind me, so I turn around. I see the headlights coming towards me. I think for a moment. Should I stand in the middle of the street to stop the car? It's so dark. I don't think the car will notice if I just wave at it. But if I were to stand in the middle of the street, I could get run over. The car is approaching quickly while I think. When I made the call earlier, I panicked and didn't know what to say, so I have to think carefully this time. If I can't think of anything, then I should just let the car go. As I think that, the car stops with a screech. That surprises me. Maybe I haven't been myself since the lightning missed me. Maybe I wasn't thinking straight because I was in the dark woods. Because this car stopped after recognizing me. That means that the driver knows me. The only people who know me in this area are... Suddenly a chill runs through my body. I start to dash. I hear a voice coming after me. I don't have the strength to run anymore. My feet are trembling and I can't make them cooperate. I think to myself that I shouldn't have sat down in the telephone box. That's why I can't run anymore. I am grabbed from behind. The collar of my clothes almost chokes me. I hear my clothes being ripped. I fall and the staff member gets on top of me. His finger isn't in my mouth this time. All I can do is struggle. Then I remember all the scary stories Eriko and the others had told me. All the tortures of the child who was caught had to endure. Punishment of a duck who can't drink water. Punishment of a squished caterpillar. Punishment of a pig with torn arms and legs. The names of eerie punishments come to mind. I scream and struggle with all my might, but it is too late. I'm shoved into the backseat of a car. Why can't they let me go? That is because they don't want me bad-mouthing about them to anybody. The staff were yelling and screaming while chasing me, but once we were in the car, they went silent. It is like the Grim Reaper has come to get me. I have to realize my luck has run out, whether I like it or not. But I called Takano-sensei. I know he will come to get me. I don't know when that will be, but I know he will someday. So I want to live. I will be saved if I live. I can't even imagine the kind of punishment that is waiting for me. But I say to myself, I have to live. I have already found the light at the end of the tunnel. All I have to do is endure it until I get to the end. The car stops. We're at the front of the gate of the orphanage. A few staff members grab my shoulders so I won't run. My skinny shoulders are hurting. I am scared. I am scared of what I have to go through. We go through the door and I finally shelter from the rain. In a way, I'm not sheltered at all, though. It is the middle of the night and it is past the time to turn all the lights on. The orphanage should be quiet. But I hear a noise. A strange noise. A noise of a shower. A noise of metal objects crashing into each other. Also the staff's yelling and screaming. A chill goes down my spine. How could I possibly describe this fear? A staff member knocks on the tool storage door and the door opens. When the door opens, I hear an angry roar. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Two staff members are hitting a mat with bamboo swords while saying some violent things. This music is new. is a mat used in, you know, the one you use when you do gymnastics. Why is it rolled up like this? The rolled mat is tied with a string and it is standing up in a corner. Staff members keep hitting it. Usually words are said to someone. But why are they yelling at a rolled mat? The way they're hitting it and yelling at it is as if they've gone mad. But I see something sticking out on top of the rolled mat. They are, let's see, whose shoes are those? All of a sudden I freeze and I can't think anymore. One man stands in front of me. The man's little finger is wrapped in bandages. My eyes move upwards towards his little finger and meet his eyes. The beast is staring into my eyes. I squeeze out a voiceless scream. My voice doesn't come out, so it's more like a goldfish opening and closing her mouth. The beast sticks his little finger in front of me and roars. I can't tell if it's a word or a meaningless yell, but it's certainly violent. I am scared. I don't want to die. I want to live. I want to know Takano-sensei will be here to save me. That is why I want to live and submit myself to the fear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Ooh, okay. The hand with the bandages grabs my hair and drags me along. All I can do is apologize and beg for forgiveness, hoping this beast was even a tiny bit of mercy in him. I am like a broken, apologizing doll. Keep repeating my apology. I'm apologizing while crying, but I am simply his toy. I see the shower room while he drags me along. The door is open and I hear yelling from the inside. What I see is very strange. There is a locker on its side under the shower. What an odd sight. The locker is taking a shower sideways. I've never imagined a sight like this before. The locker is taking a shower and two staff members are hitting it with bamboo swords. So this is the metallic noise I heard before. The beast doesn't want me to see that. He pulls my hair violently and twists my neck so I look in the opposite direction. Then I think, he didn't do that to stop me from watching that shower. He did it to make me look at something else. I see a window in a courtyard. Usually it's too dark to see anything, but the lights are on and the courtyard is very bright. Then I see it. Inside of the henhouse, I see XXXXXX. What is that? XXXXXX. That hair is Erica's. XXX? XXXXX. Why is she XXXX? That's two XXX? Okay, I'm trying to decipher. Inside of the henhouse, I see something. What? How do you decipher that? Someone decipher it in the comments and let me know. It's probably, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I don't want to die. I know Takano-sensei is coming to save me. I know he's coming. I'm taken to the staff bathroom. The smell of ammonia. I see XXX, which just doesn't fit in a bathroom. Why is this in a bathroom? A gun? He isn't thinking of XXX on me, is he? What does that mean? This is your punishment. Everyone must follow our rules. If you don't, you will get punished. Do you understand? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I'll do everything you tell me to. I promise. I really do. Please forgive me. Please. No, that hurts. No, no, no. Someone get shot? Did she get shot? Who got shot? Did she get shot? Was the person I thought was Takano get shot? Is that what the XXX means? What? What? She didn't get shot. That was one of those like, oh, here's a gunshot. She didn't get shot. I don't believe that. Someone else got shot. Or like, there was a lightning strike. That was a lightning strike. It wasn't someone that got shot as a lightning strike or a thunder strike. Sniffle. Sniffle, sniffle, sniffle. How long have I been crying? I don't even know how long I've been comforted like this. My grandfather's hand is on my cheek to comfort me. I hold the hand lovingly and press my cheek against it. Are you okay? Grandpa. Sniffle. My grandfather puts his other hand on my head. The warmth of his hands calms me gradually. I see piles of data. It was a mistake to sort out the data while lying on a fluffy carpet. I must have fallen asleep and had a terrible dream. You sleep facing down, your chest gets pressed, and you have bad dreams. I do that all the time. I don't have any bad dreams. If I sleep face up, I don't know. Why don't you go to sleep, Miyoko? I'm fine. I took a nap, so I'm not sleepy anymore. I'm almost done. So I'm not going to finish it up, okay? Wait. Oh, so I'm going to finish it up, okay? You have school tomorrow. You should go to sleep, otherwise you'll get scolded for yawning again. I've been going to bed late lately, so I yawn a lot at school. My teacher must have written a note to my grandfather. I'm fine. I'll go to sleep as soon as I'm done. But please, let me finish, okay? Besides, you shouldn't be minding me. Go to your study and continue your article. The day for him to present his research is approaching. He's been working so hard, devoting himself to his research, but unfortunately, there's a limit to what an individual can do. If he wants to continue his research on a deeper level, he needs help. He has to explain that his research could be the key to solve human mysteries and make people understand what great work is. This research is about something very complicated, so he can't just share it with anybody. There will be someone to help him someday. My grandfather believes so, and he continues the research. I want to help him with his research, but all I can do is sort out his data and tidy up his materials. I also help him around the house so that he can concentrate on his research. He always tells me that I'm a big help, but that isn't enough for me. I will study hard, get into a good college, and learn many things, so I can actually help him in the research. I'm a mediocre student now, but I don't particularly like school, but I will do it. I want to help my grandfather. If his heart were to fail and he couldn't continue his research, I would give up my heart in a heartbeat. If he needs my lungs, I'll give him my lungs. If he needs my internal organs, I'll give him my internal organs. There's nothing crazy about it. It's only natural. Because if he had found me a day later, I may not have been alive. Either that, or I may have been someone completely different. In other words, I'm alive because my grandfather came. If he hadn't rushed to find me, I wouldn't be here. So I won't hesitate to give up my life for him. Moreover, I'd be more than happy to give up my life for him. Even though I want to be with him forever, human lives aren't eternal. Just like how my parents died, it happens. So suddenly, without an advanced warning. I will never heal from my parents' death. Now that I have my grandfather, I'm not sad. However, his existence isn't eternal either. He may disappear all of a sudden for an unexpected reason, just like my parents. That's why I wish to be a part of him. Or to be part of him. That way, no matter what happens, we will be together forever. I don't want to be alone again. I want to be with my grandfather forever. I want to help him forever. Okay. Then be sure to go to sleep after you finish this, okay? Promise? Yep. I promise. I promise him. We smile at each other and grandfather goes back to his study. Dried up tears are making my cheeks itchy. I head to the bathroom and wash my face and brush my teeth. I see my face in the mirror. I don't see my grandfather's features on my face. Of course not. We aren't related. He must have a family too, but I've never heard about them. He doesn't seem to want to talk about that subject, so I don't ask him about it. I don't care if he has real grandchildren or not. Even if I'm not related, I am a granddaughter of Takano Hifume. Or Hifumi? I'm not just a granddaughter, I want to be more than that. I don't want it to be a parent and child relationship, nor a lover's relationship. None of these. I want to be something more spiritual. Something that's not even a tragedy can break. I am Takano Miyoko. Takano Hifumi's daughter. Maybe it should be Takano Mio? Because my grandfather calls me Mio. I want to succeed Hifumi's spirits. If his name counts up to 3, I want to share that 3 with him and continue to count to 4. Today, my name changes. I write my new name on the mirror. Kano Mio. What a wonderful new name for the new me. Alright, so I think we just got a full backstory on Takano Mio. But I don't know. She must go crazy at some point. I guess she's just like has blind determination towards her goal. Colonel, sir, it's good to see you again. Takano-kun, come on, no more Colonel stuff. No. I was worried when I heard you were ill. You look great now. My grandfather always told me he doesn't have any friends. He used to tell me everyone died in the war. But that's not true. He has one very close friend. This is him. He's an elderly man my grandfather calls Colonel Koizumi. I don't know exactly where they met, but every time they get together, all they talk about is the military and the war. So I guess they met in the military. Look at you, Mio-chan. How tall are you now? We just had a physical checkup the other day, and I think I've grown 2 centimeters. That's wonderful. Good girl. Make sure you eat well, play a lot, and grow big and healthy, okay? I envy you, Takano-kun, for having such a cute granddaughter. Mr. Koizumi knows that grandfather and I aren't related, but he always calls me his granddaughter. That makes me very happy, so I pour a little more black tea into his cup. After I finish serving tea, I leave with a bow. I want to stay and listen to them talk, but I guess grandfather doesn't want me to hear the stories of war, so he always makes me leave. I leave before he makes me leave, but that doesn't mean I go into a different room. It means I go to the other side of this huge living room. Although I'm not right by them, I sit on a sofa and listen to their conversation. And if they need something, I'll come help them right away. I try to earn points by doing things like that. I sit on a sofa away from them and start reading the encyclopedia. While doing that, I try to listen to their conversation. That's great. The professor said they want to come over on Sunday, the week after next. Really? Thank you very much, Koizumi-san. Don't mention it. This just means that the report you wrote was that interesting, Takano-kun. They show much interest. They even said that it's possible to get for this research to get a Nobel Prize. A Nobel Prize? That sounds wonderful. My grandfather laughs. He laughs so cheerfully. Something great must have happened. Mr. Koizumi probably showed his article to the experts of the society, and supposedly they are extremely interested in it, which means they recognize grandfather's research. That makes me happy too. But what worries me is that you'll get infected with the Hinamizawa syndrome yourself. Make sure you don't end up ripping your own throat, okay? Maybe I'm already infected. But the Hinamizawa syndrome is harmless if you live a normal life. It was a dangerous disease when the villagers believed in Oishiro-sama and bound themselves with strict rules. But it hardly happens nowadays. After that many cases? The emotional state has a lot to do with the development of the Hinamizawa syndrome. As long as you live a normal life, there's nothing to worry about. So when one is under a lot of pressure, like during war, it develops. Right. Well, there's nothing to worry about. The subjective symptom of the initial phase is a suspicion towards everything. Very much like symptoms of depression. Once you notice it, you can relax emotionally and physically by using my breathing method, and you should also get at least 9 hours of sleep a night over a 1-week period. That's how you prevent it. Holy shit. In fact, all the Hinamizawa shoulders under my direction, not even one died mysteriously. As he talks, my grandfather starts the Takano breathing method and a mysterious exercise. According to him, the exercise relaxes the body and lets the blood and the lymphatic fluid flow smoothly. As a result, you're relaxed emotionally too. But the movements of the exercise are strange. I look away because my grandfather looks silly. I feel bad about this one thing. Oh. Grandfather asked me to do this exercise too. I don't want to make him sad, so I do it when he asks me. I'm glad to hear that. Noiguchi Hideo died in the middle of his research, so please be careful, okay? However, Noguchi's sensei's great work is still acknowledged after his death. As a researcher, I'm sure that was his long-term goal. Grandfather tells me about Noguchi Hideo often. He was born as the son of a poor farmer, but studied hard and became a doctor. However, because of his educational background, he was mistreated, so he left Japan. He moved to the United States, made many accomplishments as a researcher, discovered a vaccine for yellow fever. Grandfather's background is somewhat similar to his, so he's often said he admired him the most. Noguchi Hideo died in North Africa. The vaccine he discovered for yellow fever, he'd heard it wasn't effective on yellow fever in North Africa, so he went to North Africa to research it, came down with the disease, and died. A researcher losing his life for his research. Sometimes that is the test of a researcher's braveness. In that sense, Grandfather is very brave to visit Hinamizawa himself and gather information. Yet he himself says he may already be infected. He also says that although the Hinamizawa syndrome was feared hundreds of years ago, nowadays it coexists with humans just like any other bacterium. Many people developed the syndrome during the war, but that was because they were in an extremely abnormal situation. In today's peaceful environment, it's almost impossible for a person to develop the syndrome. He sounds very optimistic, but he never brought me to with him to Hinamizawa, so maybe he isn't as optimistic as he sounds. However, since I live with him, there is a possibility that I am already infected as well. But I'm not worried at all. That's because Grandfather has already taught me that as long as I maintain myself properly, I won't develop the syndrome. I know all about the horrible final phase symptoms of Hinamizawa syndrome, but I'm not overly fearful of them. Grandfather is enjoying this conversation with Mr. Koizumi. That's understandable. Mr. Koizumi told him some people showed a strong interest in his report. They even want to come over on Sunday, the week after next, to meet and talk with him directly. Because of the rapid progress of the medical field, the unknown area is getting smaller and smaller. The Hinamizawa syndrome that was discovered by Grandfather might be a new continent. It'll be decided in 2 weeks. It sounds like there will be more than one person coming. It also sounds like they were all important people of the society. They're all rich and famous, and yet they aren't satisfied with just that. They all want to be involved with something that's worth an international award. This is a chance to gain assistance and sponsorship at the same time. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll make sure to be here. Good luck. Thank you very much. I owe you everything. It's too early to say that. Let's wait until you find some sponsors. When that time comes, let's have a toast with that treasured wine. That was the last conversation between them. My grandfather keeps his head down until Mr. Koizumi is gone. It sounds like he set up this great chance for Grandfather. So I put my head down like my grandfather. Did you hear that? There's finally a chance for me. There are people who are interested in my report. I know, I heard. Now you have people to help you. Not for sure yet. Although he doesn't want to admit it, he has a good feeling about this. All of his efforts are about to be acknowledged. Sunday the week after next? Yep. I'll be busy. First impression depends on my presentation. I have to rearrange my data. No. I probably should practice explaining things in front of people. Anyway, I have to make sure I don't forget anything. Boy, it'll be a lot of work to rearrange your data. Your handwriting is bad, so maybe you should write big. Anyway, I'll be busy. The next 2 weeks will go by fast. You're right. I'll help you too. All the formalin jars have to be dusted. Also, we have to straighten the data papers too. Maybe we can put them under a rug overnight? You think that should fix it, don't you think? We have plenty of things to do. Neo, could you help me? Of course. I'll skip school so I can help you. No, you can't miss school. We laugh together, we pump our fists to encourage each other. Since that day, my grandfather spent more time in his study. It's not easy to create a report to show people. Copying machines hadn't been invented back then, so everything had to be handwritten. He knows it's somewhere, but he can't remember where he put the data he needs. As for me, I have to make sure I have enough guest cups to serve tea. I count them. Do I have enough tea leaves? Maybe I should get something to go with the tea. My grandfather knows nothing about these things. There's a whole list of things to do. I think I need to clean the windows so the room will be bright. What else? The 2 weeks pass quickly while we're busy getting things done. What a wonderful 2 weeks it is. I can finally feel that I'm actually doing something to help my grandfather with his research. I hope the day of the meeting will be a memorable day for my grandfather. I hope that day will be a beautiful and clear day. Just as I wished. It is a beautiful day. Evening time. My grandfather is dressed formally and he walks around in his study nervously. I'm also in my beautiful dress, but I've only worn it once before in my piano recital. I'm not nervous like my grandfather. His silly nervousness actually relaxes me. Are they here yet? Grandfather looks out of the window. Then a black car stops in front of the gate. Back then, a car was a luxury item. I don't think I had even one classmate whose family owned a car. So it is natural that the men coming out of the car look respectable. Grandfather and I run out to welcome them. Welcome. I'm Takano. Thank you for coming today. May I take your jacket? I assist too. I'm no longer relaxed. Both my grandfather and I are supremely nervous. Nice to meet you, Doctor. And hello, little girl. Are you his granddaughter? Yes. Mio. Please say hello. Very nice to meet you. I'm Takano Mio. What a good girl. I'm here in place of Koizumi-sensei. Something came up and he can't make it today. He's very sorry. I see. I'm sorry to hear that. The one who set up everything isn't here. My grandfather treasured the wine already, according to the promise from 2 weeks ago. Everyone, let me introduce you. This is Dr. Takano Hifumi. Takano was the leading person at the research center for the prevention of epidemics in Manchuria during the war. Jesus. He has made many advances in developing compound food and compound alcohol as measures against malnutrition and shortages of food. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me. The men are older than my grandfather. They take off their hats one at a time to greet him. Their beards and expensive-looking canes and glasses tell me they are higher-up authorities of the society. Grandfather bows to each one of them. Everyone, please come into the study. Please excuse the mess. Please come in. Mio, serve tea for everyone. Yes. I wasn't nervous at all earlier, but I think I'm the most nervous one now. I'm not the one making the presentation. I'm not the one being criticized. It is ridiculous that I'm this nervous. I don't know if I should use that as my excuse, but because of the nervousness, I spilled the hot water I had ready for the black tea I bought for this day. I apologized to my grandfather and start to boil the water again. I just need enough for the guests. By the time I have the cups and tea cookies ready, my grandfather's presentation is halfway done. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here because it seems like the music changed. That means we're getting into something. And if we continue anymore, it's going to be past the time. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm going to try to upload more. Tomorrow is my last day as a supervisor at my job. So when I go back to my position, I can actually come home like I used to and record. So I'll be uploading a lot more, almost like I used to. Hopefully, that's the goal. And then we'll see. I might upload some stuff in advance and just schedule them because whenever I upload videos in advance, I always upload 3 at a time because I have 3 videos ready, so I might as well upload them all. But I should really space them out. So I'm going to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment. It's always fun talking in the comments with you guys about this game. Really, we're in expositional territory. We're kind of going through the entire backstory of Takano and why she is the way she is, which means we're going to save everybody, is my prediction. now that I've seen what this game is kind of going for, they're gonna save everybody. They're gonna save Takano. They're gonna save freaking everybody they possibly freaking can. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be. And peace out, you guys.